What's going on, everybody? Paul here, coming at you with your Crypto Coffee update, where we start the day by discussing news and upcoming events in the cryptoverse, all while enjoying our fresh cup of coffee. First off is your news bite. Europe is back to its old habit of saber rattling again, only this time the rattles are directed towards that newfangled technology. EU financial chief Valdis Dombrovskis stated that if no clear international response emerges in terms of cryptocurrency regulation, then the EU would be forced to implement their own regulatory framework. Another member of the EU Parliament had this to say, quote, "In order to make sure that retail investors do not fall prey to market manipulation and fraud, virtual currencies should be regulated as other financial instruments," end quote. This comes from Marcus Ferber, an apparently center-right politician. I guess it's not economics they're referring to when they call him center-right. The narrative of regulation for the good of the market is just getting really stale and old. The very metric of inflation clearly demonstrates that this apparently acceptable market manipulation is only okay if the world's central banks and approved parties do it. All of these banks, by the way, have already been regulated by the EU. Think Deutsche Bank and the too big to fail narrative of 2008. It's okay if they do it, not okay if we do it. These regulations are not so much for protecting the investor, in my opinion, as they are legal barriers to entry that protect big banks and harm the individual. I mean, let's face it, Bank of America recently came out and straight up admitted that cryptocurrencies are a threat to their existing business model. Like I said, what this really comes down to is applying the knowledges of history and people using that space in between their ears. If the existing major financial institutions outright admit that a highly advanced, quickly integrating, emerging financial technology is a critical threat to their existing business model, then what recourse would best stifle this technology's rapid development? What systems could be put in place to slow down this bursting forth of human innovation in order to better fit it, by force if necessary, into the framework put forth by these banks? A framework that serves those at the top, their shareholders, and harms the average human being, thereby not interrupting the existing status quo. Same as always. After all, nothing blockades, barricades, and binds quite like the glaring red tape of government regulation. However, contrarily, in smaller European municipalities, very favorable legal framework is beginning to emerge from technologically advanced nations like Gibraltar and Switzerland. So let me know what you guys think below in the comments. Is this emerging EU regulation coming from such a large entity a good thing or a bad thing for blockchain technology in Europe? All the links below for this information in the description. Alright, that wraps it up for your news bite. Let's go ahead and move into your Crypto Coffee update, starting out with the last day of February. Bit of a busy day today. Seems like a lot of companies want to push their events towards the end of the month so they don't box themselves into specific deadlines or due dates. So kind of a doozy coming up for you. Wednesday, February 28th. There's a Digital Financial World 2008 conference in Frankfurt, Germany. Cryptocurrency tourism and the NEM Network in FinTech event is happening in Brisbane, Australia. Polycon, the world's first security token conference, is happening in the beautiful town of Nassau in the Bahamas. IFZ FinTech conference is going on in Zug, not sure about that one, Switzerland. Substratum is opening up their offices for a meetup in Ohio. Red Pulse is hosting their meetup in Luxembourg. Cardano is having a meetup in London. Like Token is having an AMA. Neuromation is having an AMA as well. Poet is having a live stream. The Ignis snapshot is happening today for the Lele airdrop. Between March 1st and March 3rd will be the days that the Lele tokens will be received. For every 10 Ignis you hold, you get one free Lele token. Next up, Bitcoin Private is forking from Z Classic. This has been a pretty contentious thing happening, with some of the community supporting the developers' move and others not so happy about the branding change. Coming up next, INS Ecosystem is having an airdrop. All the existing tokens, 1.2 million, that were not sold will be airdropped to holders of INS Ecosystem over the next 6 months. Kickcoin is having some bonus emissions of their own, sending out tokens to holders. Ambrosis is releasing their browser prototype. Tierion is having additional node registration opening today. EagleCoin is kicking off their Tor wallet release. Cloakcoin's contest is ending today, as is the Pillar contest. That's wrapping up. Monaco will be listed on DDEX. WandX will be listed on Stocks.exchange. Gifto will be listed on OTC BTC. Haven't heard of that exchange. And to wrap things up, MadeSafe will be delisted from Livecoin. So MadeSafe is leaving Livecoin. That wraps it up for a doozy of a final day of February, the 28th. Let's go ahead and move into a much shorter March 1st, Thursday. There's going to be a blockchain and Bitcoin conference going on in Istanbul, Turkey. Particle is undergoing a redesign. AdBank is having an airdrop snapshot today for a future airdrop. BlockNet is releasing their new website and their DXUI beta today. And finally, Rise will be listed on LessFX. That wraps it up for your Crypto Coffee Update. Thanks so much. Like, share, subscribe, links below in the description, and drop me a comment below as well to let me know what you thought of this information. My name is Paul. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys next time.